Hey there everybody, redxparasite here, and this is going to be a Let's Play of Trauma Center New Blood. I'm not alone.
Hi. I have to go get up and move my switch so that I can turn the volume down on the TV because I accidentally set it so that it's blocking the RF sensor.
We're starting this in the most professional manner possible.
So professional.
So professional. So let's see, this game, it came out in 2007, so 10 years old. But I don't know if you recognize the intro at all. Did you ever watch House, the TV show, at all?
I've seen some of it, but I've never actively watched it.
Yep, and we waited too long on the title screen, so now it's going back to that. But yeah, so
But I can turn the volume down now.
the intro to this game is an homage to the opening to that show. So,
Okay.
All right. We have a very important decision to make here. What difficulty do we want to play on?
This can be changed as you play the game, so clearly it's not that important.
I know. But we should probably decide now what difficulty we want to play it on for the rest of the game.
I would suggest that based on past experience from Trauma Team, we don't put it on hard because you're running this game with a handicap.
Well, I'm not actually running the game with a handicap because we both have the full palette of tools this time.
Oh, so I'm just kind of going to be flailing off on the sidelines sometimes. And hopefully I'll get better.
All right, we'll go normal, so
Okay.
I won't be too mean to you.
Okay.
All right, we get to decide what our name is. Now, this would have been used in the online leaderboards back when those actually existed.
Yeah, but they don't.
But they don't anymore. So I don't know what you want to do.
Doesn't matter to me.
Let's see. Caps. Yeah.
Also,
I haven't done this
for
in
sure
forever.
if this is the Trauma Center game that Game Grumps did? Because I know they did like a lot of episodes of one
I think
Trauma
they
Center
did
game.
Second Opinion. Is the one
Okay.
that they did. Well, and Second Opinion doesn't have any co-op in it.
Ah,
It's just single player.
yeah, that sounds about right. I've got two people commentating, and they choose the game that only has single player. I mean, I love some of their stuff, but that's just the kind of thing they would do.
Yep. So we're opening up with the prologue.
Alaska, the frigid northern extremity of America.
All right, there's going to be a quiz later, so you better write this down.
Alaska North. Got
Come
it.
April, the harsh winter begins to loosen its grip on the land. The seemingly endless nights grow shorter, day by day, and the frozen wilderness starts to thaw.
Haven't actually been to Alaska, but from what I know, they do have some very short days, especially during the winter.
In the heart of this
Yeah,
majestic
well, I mean,
setting lies
that's just a
small
thing that
town not
happens
far
as you
from
get north.
Fairbanks.
Yeah. Like some of their days in winter, I think they only get a few hours of sunlight, maybe.
Yeah.
Whose weary inhabitants eagerly
So it's near
await
Fairbanks.
the arrival of
Do you have
spring.
any idea where that is?
Nope.
Montgomery
It does
Memorial
sound like an
Hospital
actual
watches
place,
over the
though.
town like an old man.
Fairbanks, Alaska is a real place.
Good to know.
And in this remote
Make a note of that
hospital
for the quiz
toil two
later.
doctors who are about to be swallowed by the
All right,
jaws
so
of fate.
what's the name of the hospital?
Alaska's happening?
It's Montgomery Memorial.
Okay. It's only so many things you can pay attention to at once, and talking is one of them.
Yes, it is. Okay, so
I assume that those first two these are the tutorials.
yeah, do you want to just skip those? I mean, I can tell you how to do things.
I mean,
You
It's
already
basically-
know how to do a lot of stuff from playing Trauma Team. like
yeah,
the
I just
surgery
have
mode
to
in that
remember
game,
it
so-
again.
Yep. The game is telling us how to change the number of players, which we will be doing.
Okay.
So now try syncing your remote up.
All right.
And yeah, we were talking earlier about how it forcibly disconnected the second player.
Well, yeah. And the other day I had someone over, and we decided to play WarioWare on the Wii, and then went to play something else on the Wii, and I was like, okay, I'll just go to the home menu and connect the second controller. And I'm like, why Why are all of my batteries dead?
The patient's a 40-year-old
They're
male.
good
He
enough
has a
to
gash on
start
his chest.
connecting,
He's losing blood fast.
and then they disconnect, and they must die, right? No,
How is he injured?
WarioWare just shuts that shit down. Anytime a second remote tries to connect, it disconnects it.
All right, so we have somebody
Even in
who-
the home menu.
we have somebody who's injured and they're being flown in by
He
helicopter,
ignored the tour guide's warning and picked a fight with a grizzly.
and that's why
What?
he's hurt.
His
What?
blood pressure is 70. His heart rate's 130. And he's
How
lost
stupid do you have
consciousness.
to be like? Or you know what? Better question. How drunk do you
Got
have
it.
to be to decide? You know what? F that grizzly bear. I'm gonna fight him.
Can you hear
I'm
me?
pretty sure there are
We're
some
going to take
people
you
that
into the
are
hospital.
probably just that stupid.
Yeah.
My name is Valerie Blaylock. I'll be treating you.
All right, remember her name. She's one of the main protagonists.
Don't
I will
worry.
not know that
You've been badly
come
injured, but
next
it's not
recording
hopeless.
session, or probably come next
In
episode.
fact, you're quite lucky that there are 2 skilled doctors in a remote place like this.
We're the two skilled
I've
doctors,
confirmed
in
the
case you can
patient's
tell.
blood type and blood count, Dr. Vaughn.
I'd like to argue that point and say one skilled doctor.
Do we have enough blood on hand? If not, then make arrangements.
All right, so he's Marcus Vaughn. He's the other main character.
Okay.
Have Eric make a quick trip to the blood center. Now, what about the x-rays?
It looks like he has 2 broken bones. We'll have to rebuild them.
Using
That
our magic
seems-
gel.
That seems incredibly
Nurse,
lucky for
have an
picking a
ample
fight with
supply
a
of
grizzly
antibiotic
bear.
gel ready.
He has 2 broken bones.
It's hard to believe. But
And there are
situations
some
like this don't seem
lacerations
to
on his
faze me
chest,
anymore.
too.
And here I thought I was gonna be able to kick back and enjoy the northern lights every night.
Oh, quit your whining.
Doctor, the patient's vitals are dropping.
All right, let's get down
Something
to business.
about
And
the.
dinner
I assume
reservations.
that's the nurse.
Yeah.
Something about her face just is off.
Let's begin the conference.
Like I don't know what it is. It just
The patient
something
has suffered
looks
a large laceration
off.
extending from
I
his
don't know.
right shoulder to his chest. He also has a compound fracture in his right arm. The bone fragments seem to be aggravating the
They give you
surrounding
much more
tissue.
backstory in this, or is that just because
There
this
are
is the
2
first
objectives
mission?
in this operation.
I
The first
I
is
just
to
mean
stop the
like
bleeding
this is
and
what you're
suture
going
the
to have
wound.
to treat. Normally, it's just sort of like
The briefings and trauma team are a lot more brief than they are in this game.
yeah,
So in this game, they actually talk through some of the stuff a lot more.
yeah.
The second
Yeah,
is
that's
to
basically
retrieve
what
the
I was
bone
trying to get
fragments,
at.
reform
And,
them,
of course,
and set them in place.
This is the first mission, so
Yeah.
The blood won't be arriving for a while.
We don't have time to wait. We have to begin
I
the
assume we
procedure
still have
immediately.
magic stabilizer.
oh yes.
I agree.
All right.
No,
We
all
can
the-
basically just replace his blood with that, and then he'll be immortal, right?
All the tools are pretty much the same. So, in case you
Okay.
ever forget their names, every time we start one of the surgery missions, you'll be able to see their names and age and blood type and birthday.
Because
Japan.
I was gonna say because Japan.
Yeah, like these are the kinds of details that, like, if you look at characters in JRPGs, they'll have birthdays and blood types and all that
Yeah,
thing. So I'm gonna be playing as Marcus Vaughn. You'll be playing as Valerie.
because this is an important decision.
Oh yeah, it's very important. Well,
I
so
assume that-
there is actually a difference between the two later, but it's like one pretty small difference. So for the most part, they're pretty much exactly the
Time
same
is
how
of
they
the
control.
essence. Let's
Okay.
get started.
Okay, let's
Oh,
begin the
art style's a
operation.
little different.
Yeah, so the art
I like
style
how the
is
pointer's
a little
just-
bit different.
Talk.
Yeah, so most of the time when I'm playing this, I'll skip through this text because they do kind of guide you through while
Mm-hmm.
you're doing the operation a little. We're gonna leave it on for the sake of actually showing the dialogue.
Yeah.
The patient's vitals are low. Please use the
So,
syringe. Please inject more.
select it on
We need to
the-
get his
yeah,
vitals
right.
have been
I got as far as
stabilized.
selecting it
Begin
before we
treating the
finish.
external wound.
You're actually holding the nunchuck in your left, actually.
First,
so.
you'll need to sew up the last. Begin
That-
suturing
that's
the remaining
usually what I
last.
do.
So far, so good.
The
it's
suturing is complete.
B
Please treat
or
them with
A.
antibiotic gel.
Which one? Most things are A. The only thing that
Let's
uses
move
A
on to
and
treating
B
his arm.
normally is the forceps.
Apply
Okay.
the antibiotic. The area has been disinfected. Now, make an incision
So far-
with a scalpel.
That doesn't look
Begin
good.
treating the fracture. First, retrieve all the bone fragments. Use the forceps. Place the
So
fragments
this is
on
A
the
and B,
first
drag it to
fragment
the
has
tray
been
and then
removed.
drop.
Don't forget
I
the
did
fragment has
something.
been
Try to
removed.
drop it in the middle of the
There are bone
tray.
fragments still
Because that's
remaining. Please
important.
remove them all.
It does actually kind of matter. See how you got it good there?
Let's see if we can
That-
reshape it with the.
Now we
I'm
have
just
to
saying that's the
reconnect
kind of
bone
thing that
fragments.
shouldn't be important.
Twist your wrist to maneuver the fragment
Okay.
into the correct position.
So
You've successfully
there,
placed the
that one's
first
not-
bone
yeah, the bottom
fragment.
right.
That's not the correct location. Please look at the shape of the
swear,
bone
for some
fragment.
You need to be a
Look
little bit closer. I think you were too far
Well,
away.
no,
when you
I
did it.
have like a pattern of having weirdness with sensor bars.
right there.
Ah.
all of the
Seems.
bone fragments
I
have
swear,
been
it looks
properly
like that
placed.
piece was larger than the opening it
close 'em
went
up.
in. That's
I
why
mean,
I'm like,
technically, it's closer than the opening from our perspective.
Now suture it in the same
well,
manner as the
okay, fair
laceration.
enough.
Okay, we need to bandage the suture to
All right, so
use
this is
the
exactly the
antibiotic
same.
gel
So you
to
just use
stop
gel
the
on
bleeding
it.
stop.
And,
Apply
Okay.
the bandage from one. Good work, everyone.
I mean, this one, there's really not a lot to split between two people just because of how short it is.
Yeah. Well, that and because by the time I figure out what I'm supposed to do, you've done it.
That too. See, I'm gonna be completely unhindered in this game because I have all
Yeah.
of the tools. So
Yeah. I will sometimes help.
all right, I think. So there are the same 4 special bonuses in this game, and those actually give you multipliers. So
Oh.
they're pretty important when it comes to the score. Like we might actually get a C.
Sorry.
Good
So maybe
work,
I will
Doctor.
still be holding you back.
Now, I don't know how you can remain
At least
so
on the
calm
score,
during
yeah.
an operation. I'll transfer the patient to room 3.
He'll need to remain here for about 5 days.
So because this is Alaska, there's an obligatory
Should I send a bill for a guided tour of Montgomery Memorial
the
to
wall.
his travel agent?
Good idea.
There's lots
But
of
don't
things
serve
on
him
the
anything
wall.
fancy.
Yes.
We don't want him getting too.
In fact, there's not a lot of space where there aren't things on the wall.
Well,
So this guy's the chief of the
they did.
hospital.
So when are they going to give us the key to the city? We are making Alaska safe for tourists, after all.
I'll take it from here. That is, if you don't mind stepping aside for an old timer like me.
Also, one of his key characteristics is that he's old.
No, not at all. Just let
All
me know
right.
if anything comes up. I'll be at
Well,
Lucky's,
without spoiling
enjoying
too
some
much.
grilled salmon.
We won't be staying here in Alaska for the entire game.
Well, I don't
Okay.
let my stomach call the shots, so I'd be happy to stay a little longer, sir.
So he's a
That's
fairly
quite
minor
all right,
character
Dr.
in the grand scheme of things.
But he's
Nothing
old,
more
and
we
that's
can
what
do
matters.
For the time being.
Well, he's experienced. Is what he is.
And old.
And old. Don't forget old. Did we mention old? Alright. So if you've already beaten the episode, then you can skip the text and just do the operation. But the game actually will not let you do that when you're playing it for the first time. So luckily for us, we don't have to
Make sure that we don't
make sure
screw
that
it
we
up.
don't skip it. Yeah.
Ah, Dr. Blaylock. How are you today?
Good morning, sister. I'm doing well, thank you. Seems like it's finally starting to warm up.
It's kind of hard to tell
With all the snow everywhere.
with all the snow still everywhere.
Oh, don't be fooled, dear.
Plus, it's just a static background.
The
Yeah,
cold
that too.
temperatures can return quite suddenly, so be sure to carry a sweater with you at all times.
Oh, okay, I will. Looks like you've taught me something new about this town once again,
I
sister.
feel like that'd be something that you would know your first winter living here,
Yeah. Also,
or your first
There-
spring.
also weather reports exist.
And be
That
careful
too.
not to get caught in any storms. They can be absolutely dreadful. Well, I
Yeah.
must be going, but if there's anything
I feel
new
like these are
troubling
things that you
please
learn
come see me at
anywhere that
Oh,
has a
thank
winter.
Yeah,
But I've been okay
pretty
lately.
much.
I've been meaning to attend Sunday service, though.
Good. I hope to see you before we
Phone's
move to
screen
the
turned
new
on and I
church
don't
we're
know
building.
why. The most recent notification is from 2 hours ago.
You will, I promise.
So my phone's actually started doing something weird sometimes, where if my phone gets a notification and I don't like turn it on or wake it up from
Yeah.
sleep mode, it won't buzz or the indicator light won't flash until I actually wake it up, and then suddenly the notification will pop up.
Oh,
on
that's
screen,
annoying.
even if it's from hours ago.
Huh.
And I have no idea what causes it. Okay, so where we just were is actually Fairbanks.
Hey,
Okay.
Doc, am I gonna be okay?
Why wouldn't you be?
Well, if I had the cash, I would have gone to a real hospital.
Uh-oh.
But I don't, so I'm stuck here.
Mr. Carlton, you may not be aware, but this hospital is affiliated with Concordia Medical Institute in Los Angeles.
It's a pretty big deal.
Only the finest and most skilled doctors are sent here.
Oh, really? Because everyone around town says that this is where all the rejects get dumped.
That's ridiculous.
They say that Dr. Montgomery, the guy who built this hospital, was really good. But that was what, 20 years ago? I mean, it doesn't matter now because he's dead.
He just looks like he's having the best day.
Well, I'm still alive. So let's just try to get through this together, all right? Now, the bad news is you have a tumor. But the good news is it's benign.
Wait, is this
so don't
bear
worry.
attack
I can
guy
perform
or
this
No,
operation in my
it's a different
sleep.
guy.
Okay.
Okay, the nurses will help you get ready, so please return to your room.
Yeah, so in addition to getting mauled by a bear, you also have tumors.
All right.
I mean, that's the interpretation
Call
I
my
have.
wife
Things
first.
like, by the way, while we were in there, we found a tumor, so we're gonna have to put you under again.
I want to talk to her about my will.
Oh, you little faith.
Why in the world would they want me to come back?
He's talking about Concordia.
Dr. Vaughn, are you there?
Oh,
Hello,
Dr.
old man.
Hoover. I have an operation to prepare for, so...
Well, I wanted to speak with you about that matter I mentioned earlier.
Perfect
I clearly
timing.
haven't been paying enough
I was
attention,
just
so I don't
looking
know
over
what
those
matter he
documents
mentioned
you gave me.
earlier.
It actually hasn't been brought up yet.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
so
but
I
I
have
can't
been.
agree to
I
this.
have maybe been paying enough attention.
Oh, and why not?
I was just.
couldn't
I
do
just
that to
assumed
this
that if
place.
they specifically
How would you function
said
without us?
that thing I brought up earlier,
Well,
that
it's
he brought it up earlier when we saw it.
So it's related to him and Valor going back to Concordia. Is the
So even if it's
is
a
the
direct
thing.
order,
So
I can't
Okay.
comply.
it's directly related to the main topic of this conversation thus far.
You
Okay.
understand, don't you?
Yes, but I believe I neglected to mention that Professor Wilkins contacted me personally.
Somebody that Marcus knows there.
So perhaps
got
you should
Professor in
consult
front of his
with
name, so
Valerie
you know he's
before you
important.
make up your mind.
He probably also wears a lab coat because that's what professors do in fiction.
Yeah, well, he's also a doctor, and doctors wear lab coats.
Well, yeah,
Well, I don't
but
know
Or
about
codes.
her.
still, normally, someone that's a doctor is referred to as doctor whatever,
But there's no way I'm going
not
back.
professor whatever.
I mean, he's still a doctor.
Excuse me, Doctor.
Yeah.
Dr. Blaylock is paging you.
Please excuse me, Dr. Hoover. I have an operation to perform.
I'd appreciate it if you could arrive on time, Marcus.
Sorry, could you review the briefing?
I mean, so it's not quite on the level of Gabe and Roni, but these two do have some pretty good moments.
Yeah.
Of course, Dr.
Yeah,
Vaughn.
I'm gonna miss
The
the
test
Gabe and
results show
Roni
that
interactions.
Mr. Carlton has
Those
multiple
were
tumors in his
friggin'
stomach.
great.
They're benign, but rather large. So as a precaution, we're going to excise them using the Powell procedure.
So the game is going to explain to you all the steps that you have to go through to excise a tumor.
The Powell procedure, huh? Well, that may be difficult for a reject doctor like me.
Oh, Dr. Vaughn, you're not letting the patient's rude comment bother you, are you?
I guess we'll just have to show him how talented we really are.
By
Yeah,
not
you're
killing
right, Val.
him.
This isn't even that dangerous of an operation. The tumors are benign.
Let's get started.
I'm pretty sure in this operation you don't even have anything like the smaller tumors
Okay,
appearing
let's begin
after
the
you
operation.
remove the main tumor.
Disinfect the area with antibiotic gel before you make your incision with the scalpel. Small
All right,
Is the
so-
time
seem
limit
to have
new in this,
formed.
or well, old in this game?
Yeah, so this game has a time limit for every operation.
So I guess more accurately is removing the time limit new to Trauma Team.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's burn
It's
them
new to
before
me
use
to this game.
antibiotic gel to take all the small
okay.
tumors that can be visually confirmed have
I'm
been
helping.
treated. Now let's begin
So those
extracting the tumors.
small blue ones
I'll
are
observe the
you
area
use the
where
laser on.
the tumor has been
Okay.
located, but the shadow will disappear over time. Excise the scent, follow the Powell procedure, and
I'm
drain
just
this.
gonna, like,
Place the cytoplasm
sit
and use the
here and
forceps.
do
Now
this.
use the forceps to place the
When the
supply
vitals
inside
go
the
down
membrane
because
has
I
been
can't
attached.
process anything else fast enough.
According to the test results, there should be more tumors.
The
All right, so if
affected
you want to
area
get
is
a
around
cool
All right.
on a
let's continue
tumor,
with the
you
Powell
actually don't want to press A to confirm the shadow. You can just cut it without doing that.
Apply antibiotic gel on the
And that's how you get the
membrane
best
to
score
fix
on it.
So basically, by knowing where it is, or
Well, you can still look for it. You just can't press and hold A to make the shadow stay up.
ah,
That seems to be
Which, as
all
long as you know where it is, you can
large.
just cut in the general
Procedure
area,
is
and
complete. Let's close
Okay.
him up.
the game's not too picky about that.
All right,
Okay.
close him up.
No, I didn't get far enough on the
Treat the
left side
bleeding
there.
before you bandage the sutured incision. That completes
I'm
the
assuming
operation.
once the missions
Good
get more
work,
complicated,
everyone.
there'll be more stuff for us to multitask with.
Yeah.
But right now, it's just sort of like, by the time I process what's going on, you're done.
All right, we should get a good score on this
Yeah.
one.
It's like, I might as well just sort of sit here and keep him stable.
All right, so the max score that we can get on normal is an S. If you're playing
Okay.
on hard, you can actually get an XS.
Extra
Feels so
S.
much
Yep.
better. My stomach doesn't hurt for a change. I'm glad I decided to go through it after all.
If anyone else had performed the operation, I doubt it would have gone so well.
Yeah, you guys were amazing. I'll be sure to ask for you two
Congratulations
next time
on
I need
completing
to
this
have an
routine
done.
operation.
Yeah, all right.
Do you think there will be a
It's
next
definitely
time at Montgomery Memorial?
a good indicator of your skill at more
For me,
strenuous
there will.
operations.
I thought you'd say that.
So Marcus wants to stay here. Valerie, I think, is more willing to go back to Concordia. But we're out of time for now. So
Oh, okay.
thank you for watching this first episode of Let's Play Trauma Center New Blood. I've been redxparasite,
I've been 327.
signing out.